Legal counsel for accused number 2 in the Joshlin Smith kidnapping and human trafficking trial, Stevano Van Rhyn, Adcovate Nobahle Mkabayi, has suggested that her client was not in his full mental capacity when he gave his alleged confession because he was feeling sleepy and was yawning. This as a trial within a trial to determine the admissibility of accused number 1, Joshlin Smith, and Van Rhyn's statements continue in the High Court in Saldanha Bay with Captain Philip Siekwi under cross-examination. Mkabayi has argued that the accused could not focus on the process because he was tired and his body was sore, allegedly from being tortured the day before. For more on this, let's now bring in SABC News reporter Mlamli Maneli, who has been tracking that story for us. So, Mlamli, just give us a sense then in terms of what transpired in this trial within a trial today, particularly given the fact that it was very much reliant on police evidence.
Yes, for sure, because the court want to establish if there are any grounds to admit the confessions. That is to say, if they were made under duress, as the defense counsel alleges, then this would culminate into a mistrial. Now, the police who have testified, including the doctor, have all alluded to the fact that the accused were indeed taken to a pre-confession medical examination before they were actually interviewed, interrogated, and or allegedly tortured in the process, according to the defense counsel. And that was an expected standard procedure, as it is done in all matters that involve witness statement and or confession, which is a pre-confession examination and a post-confession examination. But for now, the focus has been on a pre-confession examination, and all the police witnesses that you've alluded to have been consistently giving a statement to say that these were done under a video monitoring process, so there is no way they could have been tortured. That is to say the accused number 1, Joshlin Smith, as well as accused number 2, Stevano Van Rhyn.
And just in terms of, some of the testimony that particularly Captain Philip Siekwi has been given, maybe just give us a sense of what has he been telling the court in terms of that very point of the alleged, assault by police, Mlamli?
Yes, Captain Siekwi has been accused of taking the confession of Mr. Van Rhyn under very suspicious circumstances. Now, this has been the argument of his legal counsel, Adcovate Nobahle Mkabayi, to say that you could see my client was limping, he was handcuffed, and then he was sleeping during the process. So you could have read in his rights, you could have stopped him at any moment to say you are not in a very fit capacity to be able to give this confession. To which now the captain has said that he's followed all the due process that he could have followed. He even asked the accused if it was okay to continue, to which he said he was continue. But the argument has always been centered around the state of his tiredness as projected by the video, to a point that he alleged that he was tired precisely because he was being tortured a night before he gave his confessions, and that was a travesty to his rights.
And I mean, Mlamli, have you gotten an idea, particularly from just, some of the prosecutors in terms of how long this process, this trial within a trial, will continue? What are we likely then to see, particularly going into the week?
Well, the judge has alluded to that prior the adjournment this afternoon, saying that Captain Siekwi will have to return in the morning tomorrow from 8:30 to conclude his cross-examination under the hand of Advocate Mkabayi. And then following that, the processes now will take a different shape on Friday, where the legal counsel, both from the state and from the defense, will have to hear the arguments. The court will have to hear the arguments, head of arguments regarding this trial within a trial, and the judge will take the afternoon to deliver the judgment, and you will then map out a way forward into the future of the proceedings going forward. That is from Monday next week, but it's also already indicated earlier in the week that from Monday next week, that is going to be a short week because of the holidays on Good Friday, and then another holiday on a Monday. But from that Monday, which is after the Good Friday weekend, is considering of taking the court back into the Cape Town High Court, away from the rural areas, because it's needed in the building here in the CBD in Cape Town, so that it can continue with its administration, while the trial, if it has to continue, it will be continue within its own environment. And such, the earlier purpose for which the case was taken to Saldanha in the outskirts, it was precisely because we wanted to allow the community, which has had an involvement, direct and indirect, in this manner, to have an access, that is including witnesses and people who were involved in the search parties, to participate without having to bear cost of traveling from Saldanha to Cape Town. So that has been demonstrated, and now we can also see monitoring from the processes that the community participation and attendance is dwindling by the day. So it would make business sense to bring the High Court back into the Cape Town CBD. But we do not know how it will unfold regarding the other witnesses within the community that still have to testify. That is to say, if the trial continues outside of the trial, within the trial.
Especially because one would imagine, as you rightfully point out, Mlamli, that dwindling of community members is precisely because it's a trial within a trial. But we'll see then what things develop as it moves then to the Cape Town High Court, if it does in fact do so. But thank you so much, Mlamli, for that update. Mlamli Maneli just giving us, of course, an update in terms of what transpired in court today, that court sitting at Saldanha Bay in the High Court.